Baby? Baby, are you there?
Hello from the guest room. How are you feeling? Any fever, any cough, anything?
No cough, no fever, no nothing.
Do you think maybe you're in the clear? Because...
Ugh, put those away. Why did I have to go to a business trip in the middle of a global pandemic to Italy? And who would have thought a quarantine would make me so horny? I thought the first thing I'd want to do would be to crush a giant pizza with my family and watch Tokyo Drift when I got out, but no. I want sex so badly. I'm sore from, helping myself. To you, of course. Only you.
I know, baby. If you're sure, it's only 12 hours to go.
Babe, put some clothes on. Honestly, it's cruel at this point.
I'm serious, Rita. Let's ditch the last 12 hours. Clearly you aren't sick.
We don't know that.
I think we kind of do.
Fine. Let's say I come out of quarantine and then, what's this? Suddenly I've got a fever and I'm short of breath and I think I'm feeling okay, but what's this? Oh shit, now you have it. And guess what, Tasha? You have asthma. Mild exercise-induced asthma, but asthma nonetheless. Within, 6 hours, you are in the ICU, but you can't get a ventilator because they're all being taken by 20-year-olds who all went away on spring break and now, oops, you're dead. Too real for you? Well, how about too real for me? What happens to me?
You start dating Sandy from the Good Bagel Place.
I die of a broken heart. And then Amber is left to fend for herself in a wasteland, becoming a cannibal queen, riding through the wreckage with an army of cats.
What happens if we live?
We get to be her grand viziers.
You make a compelling argument, but I've got two better ones.
Okay, fine, I'm coming out.
Parents!
Oh my God!
What Gen X nonsense is going on?
Get off this call right now!
Honey, how did you even get on this call?
I've been working on my hacking, so I can monitor you. It's my right as the only sensible one in this house.
You eat strawberry Pop-Tarts hot. You are anything but sensible.
Really? Because I think my parents are about to break quarantine like a couple of actual idiots.
Amber, you can't talk to us like this.
You literally gave me the right to do so if you threatened to do something stupid when you put me in charge of the countdown. You know, I always thought I'd have to wait until the two of you were decrepit to become a helicopter kid. But apparently your thirst will be our undoing.
Honey, it's only a little bit early.
Time means nothing anymore anyway.
Haven't you been listening to Governor Cuomo? Time is everything, and it's our responsibility to flatten the curve. I mean, your threats of early canoodling is flying in the face of the only competent leadership we've had in at least 3 years.
Well, I think that's
And you know what? The fact that your respective jobs even let you stay in quarantine is an incredible privilege, and I would thank you to think of it as so.
But...
No buts! Okay, I can't have you two dying on me. How else am I going to start my matriarchal wasteland utopia without your guidance?
Amber!
Mama. It's only a few more hours. Can we make it, please? Gosh, for Cuomo.
I am not doing it for Cuomo.
I said do it for Cuomo, Mom.
I'll do whatever your mama says.
I'll hold out only for the next hour, and then we're coming out. And goddammit, we're making a pizza!
What can I do to convince you to complete the quarantine?
Maybe your friend Tom Nook from the Animal Crossing has an idea. Isn't that who you spend all day with?
Don't patronize me. And don't come out of your rooms or I'm emancipating.
You always say that.
Okay, fine. You know what? I don't need you. I don't need you. So go and give yourselves COVID. I'll be here with all of my friends and lovers in the worldwide internet machine because I have everything I need in my room.
Ugh, they're so annoying. They just don't understand. I've lived on my own planet since I got Nintendo Land. Animal Crossing, New Horizons. I love you, I love you, I love you. I played that game on Wii till this whole corona sitch. But when quarantine came a-knocking, I bought my Nintendo Switch. Animal Crossing, New Horizons. I love you, I love you, I love you. And when my island gets too boring, I watch the governor on my Apple TV. I love you too, Governor Andi. Nipples through a white shirt and a voice just for me. A voice just for me. One day I'll take him there. I know that he'd love me. Island life without a care. Our haughty Yankee savior of NYC. Governor Andi, shirtless nipples. I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh, it's time for another update.
That's me, your Albany Adonis. Give me your tired and your face masks. Show me love, but from afar. Pull up those bootstraps, New Yorkers. Show me who you are, but from the confines of your home.
Governor Andi, shirtless nipples. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Andrew Cuomo, you are the type A protector we need in these dark times. I can't wait to talk to you about prison reform when this is all over.
I will not talk about prison reform.
Okay. My hero.
I'm sorry. Did you say play Holding Out for a Hero from the Shrek 2 soundtrack?
I'm sorry, Andrew, but...
My heart splits for another whose constant presence will not die. She's like my third mother and my favorite AI.
Oh, Alexa.
My dear Alexa, you are beauty. I love you. I love you. I love you.
How can I help you?
Kiss me, Alexa. Wow.
I don't understand. Can you repeat the question?
Tom Waits the cat, I know you'll never let me down. Yes, you're my one true companion, named for my favorite singer/art clown.
I'm so fucking happy. Everyone is home. But what about the sad clown on that old railroad? Amber, you sweetheart, my bone machine. I love you, I love you, I love you.
I don't know what that means.
Alexa, you're my constant. Como your nipples help me cope. New Horizons is my home now. Tom Waits, you bring me hope. Oh, I love all my gadgets. And Tom Waits, you get my qualms. Am I slowly going mad here? Fuck, I think I miss my moms.
I don't think I can take this anymore. I've been in my room for 2 weeks and I don't know how to process things like an adult. How can you process things like an adult? I can't process things like an adult.
Because you're not an adult, Amber.
Como? Well, what are you doing outside of my musical number?
What do you think? I'm here to tell you what to do. Like how I tell my little brother what to do on national television. Knucklehead. I love him.
But you've already said there's nothing to do. All we can do is social distance, wash our hands twice an hour, and unfollow Cynthia Nixon on Twitter.
No, I never said that. You can wash your hands once every hour. That's more than enough.
You're so modest.
Listen, Amber, I know you think of yourself as the adult in every situation. As Chris Cuomo's older brother, I understand what this is like. You have kept your horny guardians apart with a kind of controlling attitude that makes my heart go aflutter. But I think you're not giving yourself a chance to grow up. Cuomo has a point, Amber. I've seen the way you take responsibility for everyone's happiness, even my own, and I'm a real animal. That's not even counting all the chores you complete daily on Animal Crossing and the housing loans you pay off. You're only 15. You can be a crumb bum sometimes. It's not your responsibility to make sure your parents are apart for 14 days exactly, no more, no less.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, who would put me, a literal child, in charge of the countdown? I mean, to be fair, I did ask to be in charge on threat of emancipation, and I started counting on... Oh my god. Alexa?
How can I help you?
Alexa, when did my mom's flight from Italy land?
Rita O'Connor's flight from Rome to New York LaGuardia Airport landed on March 13th, 2020 at 8:52 p.m.
Oh, Cuomo! Do you know what this means? It's been 15 days. 15 days!
By Nelson Rockefeller's fist, go have a family dinner! I wish I could have a family dinner with my brother, but I can't. Anyway, I'm off to verbally castrate a sociopath. Please don't ask me about legal marijuana.
Mom, we counted wrong. When every day is Sunday, you lose track of the song.
What do you mean? I'm a math teacher.
You said it yourself. Time doesn't mean anything anymore. And we lost a day.
When did we lose a day?
Remember when we had a collective panic attack over ventilators? It turned out to be later than we thought it really was.
Wait, so we...
Don't talk to me. I'm deliberately doing the least effective thing I could think of. I realized you were totally right, Amber. We shouldn't break quarantine. I'm sorry.
No, Mom, I'm sorry. It's been 15 days.
But that means
We lost track of time. 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 So we're gonna be more than fine.
We're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be fine. Let's make a pizza, 'cause I need to be with you. Mucho bueno, that's what I learned in Rome. Let's make a pizza to celebrate your home.
Toss on that pepperoni.
Sprinkle on that extra cheese.
Meow!
Let's make a giant pizza. Damn, this quarantine's a breeze. Let go of your screen. 14 days we've been waiting. For the pizza of our dreams. Let's go to the kitchen with our matching aprons. I need to see your faces. I can't wait for the embraces when we all pitch in. Let's make a pizza, 'cause I need to be with you. Mucho bueno, that's what I learned in Rome. Let's make a pizza to celebrate you.
Toss on that pepperoni.
Sprinkle on that extra cheese.
Meow!
Let's make a giant pizza. Damn, this quarantine's a breeze. Meet you in the kitchen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Teresa, and I'm here with the team for 14 days. This is one of the teams for the Insiders Musicals from the Quarantine Project. We pulled together a bunch of writers, directors, and actors and had them in quarantine create musicals about being in quarantine. So I would love to hear from this team about how this idea came to be.
The biggest part of our conversations at the beginning was like, I want to write something to make people smile. We're all already horrified and we're watching people around us die and get really sick. So let's tackle something that is a little lighter, a little funnier. I don't remember how we came upon the idea, but we wanted to talk about a family that one member had to self-isolate from the rest of the family and what the impact of that would be.
Because it was really early on, right? Yeah. And we were all talking about like how different people in our families were handling the newness of it all.
Yes, exactly. And we were really amazed by how aspects of our lives and what we were connecting with was kind of magnified in this period. So whether it was a TV show or a game or a conversation, just because we were so insular, everything in our lives felt bigger.
Together we talked about some like ideas that we thought might be a good idea. We knew that we wanted queerness. We knew that we wanted, like what Naomi was saying, like some sort of magnification of the mundane that was happening. And then like pretty shortly after that, I remember looking into the Google Drive at what our writers were making, and what they created was also the pressure cooker of a timeline of like this is happening in 12 hours, or like the last 12 hours of a 14-day quarantine, which I was very excited to see as well, because that was a level of stakes that felt like it kind of matched everything that was going on, but could also be something like what Annette was saying that was like joyful and could be a little sillier with that same high stake.
Once you had the script, how did you launch into the rehearsal process, and what was that like doing that remotely?
It was a fascinating process and definitely a learning curve for all of us to figure out how to block this, particularly when there was choreography. We would have to go line by line, moment by moment, and block out every single step, because if you even go slightly out of frame, that's it. The whole shot has been ruined. Also, we had a lot of time spent trying to figure out how to sort of touch each other across the screens and make sure that we were facing the right way, our hands were on the right sides.
And speaking from the musical side, it was also an interesting challenge to work with the actors using just tracks, just sending them the vocal line and saying, okay, here you go, here it is, and learn it, and then now sing it, and okay, it sounds good. And then putting it all together with the files and working with Anthony, making the final mix and just making it sound really good is just like so exciting.
I was going to give some credit to Andi, because what he did was basically send us different learning tracks. Like one of the learning tracks was all of the different lines, and one of the learning tracks was only mine. It was really helpful. It almost felt like we were kind of in the room, but not really.
Having like a rehearsal for vocals and music over Zoom is like the weirdest thing ever. You have to like reinvent what like music direction is and what like music rehearsals are. And I got so used to only hearing me and Andi singing like only this specific part of each song that like when we would get final mixes back, it would be like a little treat.
We had so much freedom to kind of do whatever we wanted with the track. Like you obviously have to follow a certain pattern and certain notes, but we were very much encouraged to riff when we wanted to. And there was always like a little worry, like, well, what if my riff doesn't match what the harmonies are when other people are singing? So you had to kind of test the waters, and that was an interesting process as well.
I even think going off of that too, there was like a certain kind of trust that you have with like the writers and also our director and also the other actors, where it's like once you are given the material and you learn everything, then we kind of go off and film it all by ourselves. It was cool to have the freedom to explore on your own within the parameters that were given to us during rehearsal.
And even though I was by myself, just looking at myself and being super vain about exactly what my angles were, I would imagine my scene partner's face, and it offered just an enormous amount of hope that someday, and we always say, oh, I can't wait to be in the same room all together. That kind of hope that soon we would be able to create in the same space made a huge impact on my day-to-day ability for joy.
And actually, I believe that's the message at the end of the show. That hope of coming together at the end is what we wanted to create. We see everyone exit to be together. We'll all have that one day, that we'll all get to be together once it's safe. Yes.
Please don't break quarantine early.
And for the family, it was safe. Like for them, it was safe to come together. And someday for the world, it will be safe.
We all get to have pizza. Did you find any value in comedy and satire during this time?
Yeah, satire and comedy there's a reason why they spike in times of crisis. It's people need laughter, and laughter is also a way to speak truth to power in a way that is really disarming. When we did all of the Andrew Cuomo stuff in particular, it was so early on in quarantine, and we thought it was funny that everybody was hypersexualizing him, but we did also try to make sure that we threw in jokes that undercut him.
For me, I felt like the Cuomo stuff was still like critical of him and not praising him. I feel like we're very much saying like the character of Amber is delusional in her love for Cuomo and Alexa and the cat. Like she is clearly, in her fantasy world. It's not to say that we are condoning a love of Andrew Cuomo.
I think that what we came together in finding was locking this piece into its historical moment, and that is like March 20th or whatever.
It was such a different time at the beginning of quarantine that like it felt like there was nothing else to talk about besides these things that we were all experiencing. And of course, like a lot of other shit happened as we like got deeper into quarantine. Towards the beginning, like we had like Animal Crossing and, TV,
cats, and Cuomo.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about what it meant to explore how the pandemic is affecting the younger generation?
I think all of us had some connection to feeling like the older generation wasn't taking the quarantine as seriously as the younger ones.
Like, especially on the internet, everyone was talking about like, oh, my boomer parents are still going out, and the Zoomers are like, Mom, you have to stay home.
I do think it's interesting that there was a younger character who was sort of the person who was keeping the family together and apart.
The younger generation of kids who are just like really, really starting to like come into their own, they are like so like active in what's going on in the world as a result of their like hypersensitivity and awareness of, I think they're like forgetting that they're still kids, or like they're not even getting the opportunity to be kids because of what's going on. There's so much responsibility being put on them.
Well, you all are wonderful. I love your show. I am so happy each of you was part of this process.